One Extra.
And I told you guys it was happening. I told you, I warned you.
Hey.
She's going to be shutting it down this coming Saturday. And I think you're the only artist, actually, who's done like 2 years in a row, One Extra Live.
Am I the only one?
I feel like you're the only one.
Am I? Don't say that and gas me, you know.
Have I just made that up, Ooch? That's a real thing,
You just
isn't
made
it?
that up?
No, I think this is a real thing.
Oh my gosh, that's dope.
So not only have you got like all those other accolades, stats, numbers,
God, I'm out here popping
you're the
and
only
ting.
artist who's done 2 or is about to do 2 One Extra Lives in a row. Because that's how bad it was last year. We had to get you back to kill it again.
They want me back here.
Jeez. And of course we're in the capital this year. We had to bring you to London.
You guys are so sweet. Thank you so much.
But tonight, I haven't even introed you yet, but I know people know
They
by
know-
the
they
beat.
know- you know who
they
it
can
is.
They hear the voice. They know we're talking about the one they call Stefflon Don. Jeez. Welcome back to the building, Steph.
Thanks for having me, guys. Thanks for listening, man.
Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. And tonight, it's something that I love doing with artists because so many of our artists have got, huge fan bases, supporters from all around the UK, all around the world as well in your case. But I like to kind of trace back the journey and kind of just put things into perspective, put it into context and kind of just inspire people as well to how you even got to this stage. And of course, we look to the future, which you have a very humongously bright one ahead of you as well.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, indeed.
I hope so. We're working towards that, yeah.
So it's only right we kind of, I guess, take it back, man. So you've been someone who's had a colourful upbringing, I guess, because born in Birmingham,
Yeah.
moving to the Netherlands at a very young age,
Yeah.
living out there for what, 10 years, decade,
yeah.
coming to London.
Yeah.
Like, just as a young person doing that much movement and spending that time amongst those cultures, because Birmingham is very different from London, although we're all UK.
Not that I remember much.
Yeah,
but
you were super young then.
It's very different. I know.
I guess your first earliest memories would have been from your trip to Holland and living out there.
Yeah.
What was that like?
Very different to the UK, actually. I feel like growing up, going to school there, I used to love school so much.
Yeah.
Like, I love my teachers. I felt like the teachers, they cared.
Yeah.
That's how it felt. It felt like they really cared about you. Like, even after school, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but like, my teacher invited me to her house. And we were just chilling at her house. She sometimes let me chill in the car, like lunchtime.
Them cool teachers like that.
Some
Wow.
cool teacher, yeah. So yeah, no, the teacher was so good. So I feel like, and then when I was 14 and I came to London and I went to school, I was like, oh my days.
Was it like, I'm assuming it was different because you
First of all, I went Tommy Moore. For those who know, North London, Wood Green, yeah. I went Tommy Moore.
Are we talking Thomas More?
Say Thomas More, yeah. I went to Thomas More.
I even heard of that school and I was like,
Exactly.
all the way in East.
So listen, I came as like such a good child to like the madness. And then before you know it, I was involved. But yeah.
So I guess, growing up or doing a lot of your growing up in the Netherlands, and it was, you was in Rotterdam, right?
Rotterdam, yeah.
Which is a lovely city. I've been there. It's very different from Amsterdam.
Very
though.
different.
For people who don't know, it's like...
Yeah, Rotterdam is like a new city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a lot of high rises, skyscrapers. There's like the colonies kind of are different there as well. There's like a bunch of, I kept seeing these people that were like a shade of like golden brown. I was like, where are all of these people from that live in Rotterdam? And I
like
found out
different islands.
Suriname,
Antillean, Cabo.
Yeah, a whole bunch of the smaller, lesser known islands.
Different islands, yeah.
When you come to the UK and it's like you're Jamaicans and you're like it's the bigger Caribbean islands. But
there was actually no Jamaicans when I was there. Like,
wow,
hardly any.
Wow.
When I used to say I'm Jamaican, people used to be like, "What's that?"
Oh, really?
That's how bad it was back in the day. Yeah.
Wow.
People actually didn't know.
So coming back to the UK, to Hackney of all places.
Exactly. To the ends.
was that a bit of a culture shock? Because I know originally I was like, well, going out to the Netherlands, like, it was different. But obviously, that you were so young, that is what you kind of knew.
Do you know what? In Holland, there's a lot of black people which people don't know about, so they think it's not. It's just like here. How you have the black people, whatever, is the same. It's just different islands. So when I did come to Clapton, the only difference is there's way more Africans and there's way more Jamaicans, which that's not the case in Holland.
Yeah.
That we didn't, even when I was living there, I think I met an African person one time.
Wow.
That's how bad it was, yeah.
Wow. So coming back to Hackney, East London, and you've got, Africans from every nation from the continent and Jamaicans and Caribbeans and like you said, you was in the ends. You were going to like a well-known school that was maybe not always known for the best things.
I don't know how I ended up there, all the schools in London, but yeah.
So I guess, was how much of that had a part to play on you getting into music as well originally? Or how young were you when you were first taking in music
I started
as well?
writing at 8 and 9.
Wow, so you were still in the Netherlands at this stage.
And what's crazy is I have a friend that still knows some of my bars from when I was like 9.
Oh, wow. So
like,
they
what?
record them or wrote them down? How
No,
they
they just used to sing it all the time, so they actually know it. And I still got I've got written songs, well, today of when I was like 13.
Crazy.
So, yeah, so that's mad.
Do you remember any bars? You got a line. You must have a little line
No,
or two
bars
lines
I
you
don't remember. Bars I don't remember. I used to sing a lot though when I was younger.
Okay, was it more of a singing?
It was singing.
thing?
And I used to always write about cheating and that. What did I know? Like nothing. I just always hear those type of songs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I used to just write about it. But yeah.
Well, you got to start somewhere, I guess. You got to start somewhere, and it hasn't done you bad because all these years later, it seems to have worked.
Yeah, it's worked.
Early artists though, influence-wise, and do you remember who you were listening to? Like the first time you really had a choice of who you could listen to. Who were you picking out? What artists were popping around those times?
I'm not gonna lie, I was listening a lot to Destiny's Child.
Yeah.
A lot. And every chance I got in school to perform, I would perform Destiny's Child. I would get all the girls together who ain't no singers, ain't no dancers. I'd be like, right, you're gonna do this, you're gonna do this. We'll come to my house, we'll do rehearsal. Listen, by the time it's stage time, they don't know nothing.
Wow.
I'm Beyonce, Kelly, Michelle, or at the time was all the other 5 girls. Yeah, I was all of them girls on the stage.
So I think it'll be a great time right now to play a little bit of a hobby. Like, it's a great excuse to play this record anyway. Bit of Destiny's Child. Wyclef Jean on the remix of No No No.
I love this song.
I ain't heard this in a minute.
I performed this one as well, I performed like all of their songs.
There's probably some like grainy VHS footage somewhere of someone who recorded a Stefflon Don performance. She's in depth tonight. Stefflon Don's in the building.
Close your eyes, shorty. You're guaranteed to be hypnotized by the remix that Wyclef provides.
She's singing along. I can see her rapping and singing along to this slightly.
In the hood, it's still alive.
I don't think there's like very few artists who are alive when these lot were about who haven't been like influenced in some way, especially if you do any kind of singing, songwriting. Destiny's Child, Wyclef Jean, No 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 Part 2. And we haven't even started talking about we kind of have a little bit, the 13-year-old lyrics that your friend seems to remember very well. But I'm assuming, even though you mentioned that you were in the studio or writing songs from a real early age, when was the first time you literally got to lay something down, record something?
When I was 9.
9?
Yeah.
9 years old?
When I was 9, my dad took me to the studio and he had a friend and he was a rapper at the time. And his name was Unique. And he's like, he wanted me on the hook. He said he heard I do music. And he's written the hook. And I guess he wanted the, do you remember Jay-Z, Hard Knock Life?
Yeah.
Remember when the girls on the, I guess he kind of wanted that type of sound. And yeah, I done that.
Wow, how did it come out? Do you remember hearing it back? Do you remember how you felt?
I remember, what I didn't know is that when you record, your voice sounds a bit different.
Oh, listen, I had the radio version of that, and I was like, "What is that? I sound like that? I hate it." First time I heard my voice, I hated it.
Yeah, it's totally different. It's totally different. So I was like, oh my gosh, is that me? And I just remembered thinking, oh my gosh, I can't believe this. I was so shy as well. But I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that's me. Like, I could, when they press the button and you're hearing it, playing it back, it's like, it's like hard to fathom. Like, how did I just do that? And I could hear myself over there, and it was crazy.
Crazy, but again, like just literally planting those seeds and laying those foundations of who would soon to become Stefflon Don. I guess, the name, the title didn't hit till you came back to London and was really getting amongst it on the ends. Did you get back to London and was like, right, I'm still into this music thing, I wanna see what's popping in London, or did you kind of have to pick things back up?
You know what? My music journey was never like, like some people who are on the music who want to make it. Like, my thing was never about making it. I always knew I was going to make it. It's almost like growing up knowing you're going to go college or whatever. Like, it's not like, oh, I'm going to go college. It's like, okay, when the time is right, I will go college. And that's how music was for me. So when I take my steps, I know that that's what will happen. So I was never rushing anything. It wasn't I always knew that I wasn't good enough. I knew that I had so much growing to do growing up, like 15, 16, 17. I knew that's not what I wanted to sound like. I knew I had so much more in me, but I just had to find it.
Do you know what's crazy as well though? A lot of, especially being young, people usually feel like they're ready. Like, no, I'm ready. What do you mean? Like, what do you mean I'm not ready? Like, you was like had the opposite view of yourself.
No, I always knew I wasn't ready, and I always listened back to my tracks, and I hated so much little stuff elements of it.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's not how I want to feel. That's not how it's supposed to feel when you play back a track. You're meant to love it like more than anyone in the room. And then as I got to that point was when I was like maybe 19, 20. As I got older, I was like, okay, I'm starting
to kind of
I'm
feel,
listening back to my track. There's only maybe like 2-3 things I don't like, opposed to like 8-9. Yeah. I'm like, cool, I'm getting there.
There's an improvement there.
There's an improvement. But no, Lock Off was my first track that I liked everything, every bar, everything, the way I did it, the way I delivered it. That's the first song I knew. And then from there, it was like, okay, cool, I'm in this. Let's go.
Like literally though, it was like...
It was literally from there.
The let's go button that you pressed was like big and red and heavy. Like, and when you pressed it, literally things have not stopped since. And like you said, your name was kind of bubbling around. Like I'd heard your name before. I hadn't heard any music, and I remember people were like, nah, she's hard. Like she's been doing a couple bits and bobs, and then like the Section Boys thing happened. Like Section Boys, of course, were in the middle of themselves blowing up.
So big.
And Lock Off was huge.
Yeah, huge.
And you just dropped your own version.
Yeah.
And literally it was like, okay, this is the chick they're all talking about, and I can understand why. Like it was evident to hear from the off, man.
Yeah, thanks.
So much so as well that like Section, I think like there was a couple of them jumping in the video, like they was fully supporting it.
Yeah, proper.
Great. You know what? I wish I had it here to play. Like I don't have it here to play, which is a mad thing. To be fair, absolutely mad thing.
Play it next time.
Yeah, I'm gonna play it tomorrow. I'm on every night. We'll play it
tomorrow. Yes. Make sure you guys look in.
But Lock Off was a real moment, and like I said, that was a moment where the name really started to ring bells. Did you must have known, right? Like you said, I'm in the game now. Let me.
Yeah,
really...
like I knew people would like that. Like I remember playing that in the studio one time before it came out. I think the day before I dropped it. And then the people in the studio was like, yeah, it's nice. But it wasn't really hype. But I was like, listen, you just sit in your corner. I know this is a good thing. Like, that's how confident I was. I was like, cool.
There's something wrong with you if you ain't hyped to this.
you know when you're lit, like you know when you play your thing, you don't have to have validation from anyone else because you know it's lit. Like that's how you're supposed to be, and that's how all your songs that you drop are supposed to feel like, regardless of how anyone else reacts. You're supposed to have that reaction to your own music, and I feel like that's what's so important.
Yeah, and you know what? It's great to hear you say that, and there'll be a lot of aspiring artists, just young people getting it who want to just grow to become something, and hearing that is important. I think having that self-confidence, having that self-belief first, like
no, you do need it.
Like, and when you didn't have it, you knew you wasn't ready yet. I'm gonna wait until it's time, and as soon as you were ready, you're like, listen, I'm ready, guys. Let's go now.
Yeah. And
you literally didn't stop, because off the back of that, you know, like I said, you was straight into the studio almost, working on the debut mixtape.
Yeah.
Real Ting, which the instrumental we're playing in the background, like.
Oh, Real Ting is my baby.
No, listen, Real Ting was like, it was the first song that I'd properly taken in of yours, like, and we'd heard you do the versions. I think you did the Ray Shremmerd. Do you know what I'm saying?
God.
Listen, we ain't forgot. we ain't forgot. You jumped on the Bizzle Wobble remix. Was that was before Real Ting as well, wasn't it? Or around
No, that was all after Real Ting.
Oh, was that?
Sorry, Real Ting. No, that was before. Yeah.
I was right.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, I thought when you said Real Ting, I thought you meant Lock Off.
No,
in my head,
sorry,
I heard Lock Off.
Yeah. So you literally you'd been bubbling, but like the Real Ting
and
mixtape.
the Big Tobes, we did the Big Tobes.
Yeah, the Big Tobes as well.
Yeah.
You was putting in the work collab-wise. Not like since then. We're gonna get onto you've done a bunch of collabs. You've done a lot. Yeah.
I can't remember half the time.
I've got like a bunch of them written down in front of me. We've got a bunch of them to play. Well, we might play a couple of them because we've got so much to talk about and so much music to play. But I feel it wouldn't be right. It wouldn't be fair if we didn't play the record that we're playing right now. I'm just gonna go find it.
Real Ting.
It's in there, isn't it, Ooch?
Guys, this was my baby.
Yeah,
this is like my first.
It'll be like
it's like my first song, isn't it?
Travis, definitely here. I got it. Look, don't worry.
My first rap tune. My first tune. Yeah.
It's still one of your faves.
Yeah, I love this song.
Very close to your heart.
Hey, it just reminds me of all the gal you get me in the video, and then when we get up on stage,
is that? But as soon as you hear the beat, is that? And you see when the beat drops, you see the gal in venues feeling like that as well.
So, ladies, make sure you come to the tour because we're about to recreate this video once again, November time.
rhythm right there. Stefflon Don, that is real Ting. We had to get that on tonight. She is in the building and we are going in depth, man. That record as well, that whole mixtape actually just was that was like the real arrival. Like Stefflon Don is here. Here's the body of work. Take me in. Like I ain't going anywhere. Did you feel like that at the time as well?
I just felt so fresh.
So fresh. I just feel she's looking into the distance.
I felt
like,
so
I just
fresh,
felt
but
so
as
fresh.
in like I didn't have to worry about nothing. I could just put my music out. I didn't know about no label. I didn't know about like. Now it's like a lot of things are a bit more organized, whereas before it was almost like everything is still on my own terms, but it's still like. Obviously now I got a lot of shows to do. Now you're booked like months or weeks in advance, so you have to.
It's almost like there's a beauty in that early stage where it's just carefree and there's like.
Yeah,
you don't know how serious it's about to get.
Yeah, you don't know. So you're just having a lot more fun.
Yeah.
Whereas now it gets a little bit more serious.
Yeah. But still lots of fun.
Yeah, it's still fun. But sometimes I just want to say, no, I'm not coming today. But like, I can't do that.
Hopefully that wasn't what you felt today. Like actually today.
Earlier. Not for this stuff, for the earlier stuff.
Oh, sick.
I was like, I want to stay home.
We won't even mention those guys.
I got a new house and I'm fixing up my house. I'm like, I want to stay home.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
I bet it's lovely as well.
Yeah, so nice.
I think we should talk about the route you took to get in that house as well a little bit, because you mentioned on Real Ting, like labels are on you now. Like I remember you saying a long time ago, like I didn't want to sign until I was going to sign for $1 million.
Yeah.
Like you even kind of did better than that because you got your own label to sign yourself to, which now you have like an imprint where you can sign. Yeah, like you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I think for artists out there listening right now, especially in this day and age where it's the whole thing of should artists sign, shouldn't they sign? I think it's a case by case thing.
No, what I really want to say to artists and what I've noticed that a lot of labels are doing, sorry labels, I'm blowing you guys up, but
bait them up.
They just as soon as they see someone, they run and sign them. And I've spoken to a lot of artists, but I'd be like, I want to work with this person. I'm like, who you signed? They're like, yeah. I'm like, where did they find you? Like, what? You just dropped a tune like yesterday. Like, this is your first track.
Listen, it's crazy.
And I feel like a lot of people should just say no. Just say no. Yeah. You need to still, like, you need to learn a bit more about the business. Because when you get signed, first of all, if you're not known and this is your first track, they're going to give you hardly anything. And
if it let you drop a couple of tracks and they don't work or don't meet that label's...
I feel like
it's dangerous.
I can't imagine what it would have been like for me if I first come out and all of a sudden I'm signed. I would have been so lost because... First of all, I didn't even know my sound completely yet at the first track I dropped. And I feel like it's a better way, I feel like, to find yourself on your own more than someone telling you what to do. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Because they're almost going to direct your ship. When you should be directing it first at the start. And then once you know what you're doing, you know, okay, this is my sound, this is what I want to do. Then you get the label involved and then almost like work as a partnership.
And which is exactly what you're doing now.
Yeah, I had deals on the table for a whole year. Like a whole year, and a lot of money.
Was it a part of you like, you know what? No,
never.
Like,
my mum was like, Stephanie, we need the money. We don't have no money. I'm like, Mom, chill, man. We've been in the hood for long enough. You could do it a while longer, yeah?
We'll do another 6 months, Mum. Don't worry.
I'm serious. She's on my back, like, look how much money that like, nah, Mom. It's like, we need gas bill for pay and them things. Like, Mom, chill.
I'm sure she now sees where you're coming from and she understands why.
Yeah, now she knows. Oh my gosh, today she called me, obviously because I posted that ASCAP award.
Yeah,
is going to be honouring me, which is dope. Like, listen, so big.
I had my other list of accolades to talk about, and you're coming in here with new accolades.
No, it's so crazy.
It's hard work.
I can't believe it. Now my mum called me. She's like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so proud of you. The day I push you out, I'm so happy. I'm so happy." I'm like, "What are you talking about?"
She's having a moment. You gotta let her have these moments.
My mum has 7 kids, you know. She's like, "The day I push you out." I'm like, "Mum, you didn't feel like that at the time. Stop guessing."
She had that epiphany moment.
Like, yes, actually, this was the best thing I've ever done.
You know, I can tell you and your mom's relationship, like,
so
it's such from the outside, just seeing how you guys are in the times I've seen you, like, on socials, and it seems like she's had a massive part to play. Not just your music, but your life. Yeah, obviously, it's your mum, so she would, but you seem like you got a real, proper, close connection,
so
man.
Yeah, she's done so well. She's raised 7 kids on her own, so she's done...
Which is an amazing feat.
Very amazing. So, yeah, big up to my mum. That's why I made 16 shots.
Jeez! I had my finger on the button. I was waiting.
Go on,
I knew it was coming.
I'm ready.
Don't mess with mommy.
So don't bother mess with my mommy.
16 shots. We are in depth tonight with Stefflon Don. That's one of my favourites of yours as well, man. That record, 16
thank
Shots.
you.
Such a big record.
Do you know what?
man.
When I went on tour with Future, yeah, I was thinking no one's gonna really know me. I just did Hurting Me. I think I just dropped Hurting Me, but I don't think it was as big then when I went on tour with him. But 16 Shots, everybody knew. If you didn't know any other song, they knew that 16 Shots. Yeah, anywhere I go in Europe.
I think it's one of like, you know, each artist have got their little, there's a cult song that like the fan base just, they all know it. Because obviously Hurting Me so far is, when you talk about the numbers, that's been your biggest record. It's an international smash hit record. But 16 Shots.
16 Shots, oh
like,
my gosh.
That's the one that like, the roads, the streets, the core fans are like, that's a favourite of a lot of people.
You know what's mad? Because I did that independently as well. And obviously it can't really get like a proper... well, at the time they told me they couldn't really put it on radio because of the content. That's what they told me. But maybe because I wasn't papping or whatever, they just said made up something. But
you know, like the rules.
Yeah, the rules slightly bend when the name gets bigger.
You know what I'm saying?
I was like, well, I remember my manager told me that. I was like, what? They can't play my song on radio. All right, whatever. And then to see how big it is, I was like, that's crazy because I never thought it was gonna get that big. But I remember when I dropped it for like the first 6-7 months, every day, without fail, I would have 4 to 5 people at me of doing dance videos, like with a whole group.
Crazy.
Every single day, 4 to 5.
And that not just
Crazy.
from the UK as well, like we're talking
Everywhere.
about from all over.
If you go on a hashtag 16 Shots hashtag, you will see bare dancers from all over the world, China,
Crazy.
India, everywhere. America
Crazy.
as well, a lot of people.
I feel like, you know, as an artist as well, you've really connected with a whole bunch of people, but females in particular. Like it's almost like you're someone who like young females look up to, or females across the UK, around the world. Like you really represent like strong and independent women. Has that always been something that's been something that you had at the back of your mind? Like when I make it, because you always knew you was gonna make it. Like I'm gonna make sure like I really rep the strong females. Or is it just you
I feel like
you?
a lot of things with me is just me.
Yeah.
I don't feel like it's ever like, this is what I want to do and this is gonna... It's almost like it just happens. It's always like people message me all the time saying, you make me feel so like you make me feel so secure. You make me feel like I could do anything.
Yeah.
And it's like, bro, is that how I make you feel? Yeah. I mean, that's good, but like I don't have an intention to be like, okay, this is how I want people to feel, so this is why I do this. But obviously now I understand that when you are a certain type of way, people do take like reflection up on that. Do you know what I mean? The way you are. So yeah, when people say I make them more confident, or like because I'm a bit bigger than the slimmest gal, they'll be like, oh yeah, I could now wear this thing and feel confident. And I'm like, oh, raw, am I that fat? I get bare messages like, raw, you wear anything you want.
You've got like...
I'm just out here wearing anything.
You dropped the whole range like the other day.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
like it's mad. Like
yeah, no, big up to all the girls that got it for simply the fact that my name was attached to it. I really appreciate it. They always tag me in all the pictures. You lot all looking fire, in the Stefflon Don Boohoo collection.
What's next? Because I know fashion is a big thing for you as well. Like,
I love fashion.
What's next for you? You thinking of dropping your own brand? Is there more collabs on the way?
Yeah, I hope so. We just done some merch. We're gonna have some merch on tour and that, around the tape and all that stuff. But yeah, I would love to.
I can see that popping off.
Some little mini dons out there.
I can see that definitely working and popping off, man.
Thank you.
We haven't played the record that we just mentioned and the record that has become such a big international hit for you, man. Did you kind of know you had one as well when this one was done? She's got like the crystal ball.
No, do you know what's funny? Yeah, because you know, but you don't really know in it when you know.
I know. Do you know what's mad? I actually know what you mean.
You know what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about. And you're almost sure that you've got
you're
one.
Sure. You're like, yeah, this is it.
But you know it's in the hands of
yeah, you don't really know. But,
but you kind of do know.
You kind of know.
And then, makes perfect sense though.
Montep, Stefflon Don. You know what it is?
I don't know. I'm sorry, Steph.
It's all right.
Stefflon Don, French Montana, Hurting Me. How many numbers has that record done now? Because it's like,
I don't know where it's at. I think it's, what is it? At least I think at least we got 1.5. Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
See, when you just say 1.5 without the word million at the end, you're way too comfortable saying that. You know, like, yeah, it's 1.5. And that's not the only one, because there's been some bangers.
DJ Target presents In Depth.
Diamonds in my rollie, diamond,
There's been a lot of music. Played this already, 16 shots.
Why do I feel so old? And it's like, these songs are no more than 2 years old. Like, I feel like, raw, I've been doing a lot in it. Like, hey, I like that.
You've done a lot in a short space of time. When we say short space, like just a few years though.
Yeah.
But the output is ferocious.
Oh, yeah.
Jeez, this was a rhythm, the Little Yachty one, bro. Before that record, I didn't like Little Yachty.
Oh, really?
Like, I wasn't a fan of his music.
Yeah.
And I took him in after that.
Oh, really?
And now, yeah, so Yachty owes you one for that alone.
This goes up when we perform.
Of course, the link up with Skepta. This was a big rhythm. We're getting a little bit closer to present time with this one. Hey,
Big up Rhymes on the rhythm though.
Yeah, you got to big up Rhymes, man. I remember
Big up Rhymes.
Rhymes is
He's
like
on the
I seen Rhymes his whole journey, like from going back 10 years. I remember.
Can I just say, Rhymes used to air me.
Wow. You know, because you know why? You know,
Guys, Rhymes made Hurting Me. He made Senseless. What else has he made? He made so many of my tracks off the mixtape.
And what you had, it was tough to get him pinned down, or
like before,
to get him to work.
When he first met me, and I was like, Rhymes, I really like the way you record me. Why do you not answer the phone?
What was his excuse?
He's like that today with a lot of other people. So I'm like, Rhymes, you need to not do that. You don't know who's a German yeah, he does that a lot. But he just feels like if it's not someone who he feels like can, obviously, which is normal. If he feels like it's not really beneficial to him, then he feels like, oh, there's no point. So I feel like I, at the time, was like not really a beneficial until I kept digging him down. And then he was like, you know what?
Actually, I bet
she's good.
he ain't gonna be doing that again. Big up to Rhymes as well, man. I remember when Rhymes, I first come across Rhymes when he produced Heatwave for Wiley.
Yeah, he done Heatwave for Wiley.
Yeah,
he was messing with them big man there, get me?
You know what I'm saying? So like, maybe you got a bit bougie or whatever,
Yeah,
but
exactly.
you brought him back down to
number
earth.
one and thing, you get me?
Brought him back down to earth though, man. Got to big up Rhymes. Super talented, lovely guy as well, man.
Yeah.
You guys seem to work wonderfully as well in the studio.
Yeah, we have our own studio, so he's always in there.
Yeah.
And then, yeah.
Do you get first pick of everything you make? Are you like, nah, what do you mean that's for somebody else? I'm taking that.
Pretty much. he does play me what he makes first. And then, yeah.
Sick. So I guess, you know, there's not too much time left. We should really talk about your most recent project, which is another, like...
Secure.
Nah, listen... I love the mixtape as well.
You.
I'm still back, like still in the whip. Like I'm still listening to it. I'm saying still as if it's like,
I know, like it's like, but you know how it is today. Yesterday is like 3 weeks ago.
The attention span is like,
mad. It's crazy. It's like,
the rotation of new music, especially this year, has been crazy. But definitely a project that stood up, man. And
what's your favorite songs?
I've been rinsing Uber.
Rinsing it.
I
love Uber.
What's the other one that we love?
Is it favorite?
No, Little. I can't say the word.
Lil B.
Yeah, that one.
The video's out now,
but to be
so
fair,
make sure you guys check it out.
like, I love the project because it's one of those projects there's not many tracks on there that you know, like when you love a bunch of tracks and then there's a few that you're not as on.
Yeah.
With this one, I'm like, I can listen straight through to, I can put it on, just vibes. Like, couple of them are getting rewound, pulled up, all that in the whip. So yeah, man, all good. Secure, that was... You know, I guess you was getting bombarded with people like, Steph, when's the next mixtape? When we're going to get something?
I'm happy I finally dropped something because I feel like it was needed for a bit more music.
Yeah.
Just and a variety.
Well, you say a bit more. You was like, the list of collabs you managed to pull off amongst the time where you've been dropping your own music.
And there's so much more that's not even dropped yet.
I've been hearing that you're just relentless and in the studio so much. You've worked with the likes of Jeremiah, DJ Khaled, of course, on Secure, Skepta, Nile Rodgers and Chic. Like,
that just...
MC, you've even forgot some of these. Halsey and Big Sean.
Yeah.
Like, MC Fiote. Is that how you say his name?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, the list just goes on and on and on. Of course, Fecky, like, I could sit here and list Jack Jones. Demi Lovato.
Yeah.
Like, how do
Future.
Future. How do you go, like... When it's not for your own project, how do you go about deciding what you will and won't do? Is it just strictly like the vibe, the relationship you have? Or?
Okay, so when I know what features I'm doing, I have to end up writing them down because when I get to the studio, it's like I forget because then people be hitting me. So where's this feature?
Have you done my
verse? If I snap and I'm in the
verse?
studio, so you get about to do this verse. So what I do is I send Rhymes all the verses, all the songs I want to do from other people, and then he would just literally go through them. And it depends what my vibe is that night. That I feel like this is what I can do, and this is how I feel.
Sick.
I feel like to rap or I feel like to sing, and then I pick like that, depending on my vibe, really.
I guess, you know, like you said, as soon as you're snapping up in the studio, you're getting hit up with, and even people who haven't sent you a song yet, they're seeing that as this is my child. I'm gonna send, she's in the studio. I'm gonna send it. They might even have Rhymes' email. I'm gonna send it straight to Rhymes. I'm gonna get it done today.
But you know what? So I had sometimes people wait so long. It's not even a joke. Like even 2 months.
Yeah.
It's bad. It looks like raw. Steph, can't you just do this tune? But it's like I'm so busy, and then they don't know what I got going on for myself or the deadline that I have to hit with something. But I always, if I say yeah, I'm gonna do it, I generally want to do it.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm not just saying it. I'll just easily say no.
Yeah, I'm sure you don't hold back when it's like, nah, I'm not doing that, bro.
I got something litter, then it'll hit me.
I hear that. What's next for you as well, man? Like, it's crazy because I know you're working on a bunch of stuff you like probably can't talk about, and there's a bunch of stuff in the pipeline. There's features like you mentioned.
So many good features coming. Can't wait. I'm gonna post a picture. Actually, I've got a picture with 2 other artists who came to my pop-up, or 3 other artists who's in the picture who got tunes with all 3 of them.
Oh wow.
So yeah, that's sick. Yeah, I could say I got a song with A Boogie, PNB Rock,
Jeez.
Tiwa Savage. That one's
sick.
coming soon.
Sick.
That one's really good. Really like that one.
So this is the thing, like the international like appeal of Stefflon Don. Like you're literally like going worldwide. You're taking this to like new levels. I don't think we've seen a UK female do this.
Yeah, do that. Really.
Do this real international thing like this.
Do you know what? It's so mad because when these artists come over, when I'm over there, I almost don't feel like there's a barrier when we're making music. I feel like it's
that's like as far as the
just
talent
people
and
making music. It doesn't
yeah.
feel like, oh, I'm working with this American artist. I just feel like I'm working with another artist.
Yeah, I think that's testament to what the UK artists have done over the last few years, which is like really bridged that gap. There was a time when it was like,
it was
wow,
like
Americans,
and
now,
you know what? UK artists are so dope, and I just wish we would maximize ourselves a little bit more. It's hard. It's not easy. So I wish that we would fly out to the States a bit more, maybe put on some shows and do some more stuff out there.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because I feel like, remember, there's like how many states? So if your stuff gets played on radio, it's crazy.
Yeah, exactly. If you
our stuff is good enough.
100%.
Our stuff is good enough.
It's been proven, man. Big salute
Especially
to all
in the New York area, they love Afro beats. Remember, there's a whole big population of Jamaican people. So it's like, it's lit.
that vibe,
Get out
man.
there. Yeah, let's mess it up.
Everyone's going to be headed to the airport tomorrow. Back in their bags.
I'm coming
Steph
here.
told me
Steph
to pack
sent
my
me.
bags. Wow. An artist who, I know like this is probably dead and buried now anyway, but an artist who was in the States at the same time as you actually.
Who's that?
Like, I think you guys had a little bit of a path crossing thing.
Ah, okay.
I don't know if that's been sorted out or if you guys are cool now or even
I'm
what
good
that was
in
even
life.
about.
No, life good. I'm good.
That's all she's saying on the matter.
Closing these deals, baby.
I hear you, Steph, man. It's been amazing to catch up as well. Like, this could have been like a 2-3 hour thing.
I know. I feel like we could keep going.
To be fair, like, I feel like buzzing through to Charlie's studio and just asking if he'd give us an extra 20 minutes or something.
Charlie.
But I got a feeling his producer's going to be like, nah, don't think so, bro. How about Saturday, though? We're looking forward to that.
Saturday
Extra
is going to
Live
be
is back.
lit. Listen, just knowing it. I'm doing my rehearsals with all my dancers. It's mad. It's going to be lit. So make sure you guys get there. What time am I on? Can I say? Do they know?
If you,
Did you just say 8:46?
Just tell them, bro.
Did you just say 46?
Listen,
I'll be there 8:46.
It's so
guys.
precise. The running order is so precise.
Do you know what's mad? Can I say? Huh? Oh, guys, wait, the tour. Don't forget the secure tour coming
Get
in
everything
November.
you need to tell them.
The tour in November. Make sure you guys check. Come the 23rd of November. And the London is on the 29th of November. Hammersmith, Apollo. We're doing Leeds. We're doing... Yeah, everywhere.
Make
Make sure you guys check out my page. Also, I was gonna say, I'm trying to go to the fight, so I need to come off stage and head straight to the. I'm getting on a motorbike, right, to make it on time. Yeah, guys, you're gonna see if you see me on the bike, just say what up. I'm gonna try and wave or
You're doing
something.
the motorbike choreo.
Yeah, they told me about it because like, how can I get there on time, guys? Because like, put my set on a different time. Like, we can't do that.
I've done that before. Like,
is it lit?
Yeah, it's quick. Like,
Listen, they
driving
better
knows
not
what
hurt
he's
me,
doing.
you know.
No, like proper like
It's proper
experience.
things, yeah.
Not like some Don from South's coming to
Okay.
pick you up on a ninja. It's not that.
Hey,
This
listen,
is
a couple of my girls are
this
gonna
is
get on the
legit.
bike back. It's gonna be a mad thing. Roll out
This is legit.
with my speakers.
We'll see how that pans out.
Yeah.
Hopefully you make it, but I know for sure London
I have
O2
to
Arena
make
this
it.
Saturday, 16,000 is sold out as well. So
Mad.
it's gonna be a mad
Mad. And the lineup is lit. So yeah. Shout out to One Extra though.
one. Jeez, come on. I think we need to make some noise. There's like 3 of us in there. 4 of us in there. That's plenty of people to make some noise for the Don herself, Stefflon Don. It's her